What explains the difference in outcomes between various African countries in terms of democracy?
We have a problem actually with this second term issues and third term issues in a number of countries in Africa. And it is a problem. I think really a constitution should be a sacred document, not up for a change like, every other day, depending on our whims or whatever. And if people agree that we're going to have a 2-term limit of 5 years or for 4 years, etc., we need to respect that. We don't need just to keep changing the constitution depending on what kind of president we have this year. And we need to remember what we apply now is going to be also applicable years from now. So we need to go beyond thinking of ourselves into the implication of what we're doing now on future generation. That's really important. Maybe one thing we should consider is to have a monarchy. I mean, we can have somebody like Queen Elizabeth who can be there for 50, 60, 70 years, but still we can have a democratic government. And maybe it is a kind of deal we can offer to some of our presidents who don't want to leave. I mean, if we have somebody like Mugabe who's there for 35 years, or somebody like our friend in Equatorial Guinea, 36 years in power, they say, look, I mean, if you want to stay forever, why don't you offer you a deal here? We can be a monarch, but you don't interfere in politics, and you stay in power for the rest of your life. I know it's going to cost us a little bit of money, but you stay out of politics, take your hands off the treasury, and let us have a true democratic process. Maybe a kind of deal like that may work. I don't know.
Do you think they'd have any reason to accept such a deal?
Yeah, if they are interested in the glamour of the office and the helicopters and limousine cars, maybe they like it. Maybe some people will accept that deal. But it's so harmful to really our national development when we see people put themselves before the country.
Is it fair to say that Islamic fundamentalism is growing in North Africa? And if so, what can be done about that?
It is a serious problem, and I think it is growing, and I think a cancer like ISIS need to be dealt with promptly, because that cancer is serious and expanding very fast, and we're all sitting about and talking about, oh, but the Russian bombed this guy did that. We're not really dealing with the issue and scratching our heads. It's a very complex situation where everybody seems to be fighting everybody.
You've signed the Giving Pledge, which is a commitment to give away more than half your wealth to philanthropy. As a philanthropist, what lessons have you learned about how to make sure that every dollar you donate is spent as well as possible? So
we decided then to use our funds in our projects in Africa, which is reducing the index to measure the governance in Africa every year in every country and disseminate that, to agitate, to really open a space for civil society to come on board and work with us in Africa, to do conferences in Africa. We do training programs, scholarships, etc., but all focus on the area of development and governance, rule of law, that kind of things. So we're really more of an activist than a charitable kind of foundation, and it's very difficult to measure our impact because it takes years to see how governance is improved or how leadership in Africa is improved. But we try to measure that by our interaction with the African people and African civil society and African leaders, because we do a lot of meetings with African leaders. And it seems that we're getting a good hearing, at least. So I hope we are doing something useful.
Moh Ibrahim, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.